Hi, this is John Kelly again with 6x6 Design Website Services, and we're back to the Perfect Color and Cut tutorial series that we have going here. And on this particular tutorial, should be the last one actually, is using our demonstration site to show you that your website has a blog. And a blog simply is short for weblog. And you've probably heard about this stuff before, or maybe you already know what it is, but basically a blog is an online journal. It's a place to allow you to go in and basically talk about stuff. But the beautiful thing about it is that your blog posts actually are syndicated. So in other words, they come with a dynamic link that allows them to be posted into blog directories or article directories. Others that may find your articles by doing an online search may just happen to come across topics that are involved in your post. And ultimately the goal here is to get them to come back to your website and see what you got to talk about. So keep in mind, a blog is actually meant more or less as a marketing tool when we're talking about a business website, but it's a great place for you to interact with your clients, your customers, for sharing things about your business, upcoming promotions. So it's a good thing to tell people that you have a blog, because they come and frequent your website often. It's a good place to get ideas and get a personal perspective. So anyway, let's talk about the blog here on this website and how to use it. If you notice on your navigation menu over here, we just simply click on blog, and I already have an example post on your website which should be the same as I have here. And this particular one says a new location coming soon. We could certainly delete this and change this if obviously you're going to want to, but you can see it was dated October 7th 2009. It was by admin. In this case it would be you, the manager owner, when you go to do this. And it's also assigned to a category called announcements. And just to give you an idea, that category, you notice that down here, I'm sorry, categories is not turned on, but categories is something that could be turned on down here on the left hand side if you wanted to, if you have numerous categories. If it's just a category about your salon, then there's really no need to put it down here. But what you see over here are links to the last post, which if I click that, it takes us right to this page. And if somebody makes a comment on that particular post, you can see a link that will automatically come here as well. So going back up to your post, and as you can see, you can design and style your post and do everything like everything like you did on your pages within the same exact content editor. But instead of going to pages, we go to post. That's the only difference. So as you can see, you can make links. As a matter of fact, I have a link here for this demonstration that we had an online store that's available on this website if you wish to ever get one. We can certainly, it's a great way to promote your products when you got a store on here. And as you can see, there's also a link. Somebody left a comment on here. So if I click on that link, it's going to open up that comment. And what it did is it basically took the same page, and here it is up top here, and it says, Janet Smith says, here you go, and there's her message. And this little symbol over here is called a place where it's called a gravatar. A gravatar is a personal picture that people can attach their email address. But anyway, you don't need to know all that stuff as much as you need to know that a blog is an extremely useful tool to help promote your business. So somebody reads your article, and basically if they want to leave a comment, well, what they did is they simply clicked leave a comment, and well, here you go. You type in your name, an email address, and of course if they have a website they want to promote it, they can put it in there, and of course leave their details in the box there and submit it. Now this will not automatically be displayed on your website, so if somebody's angry with you and they decide to go in here and blast you, well, this is not going to show up on your site unless you approve it first, and I'm going to show you how to take care of those actions. So you have the power to approve these comments as well as delete them if you wish, and even edit them if you want to. Alright, so how do we get into this? Well, here's what we do. First we go down to our admin section again. So if you're not logged in, then we're going to log in now. Again, we'll log in using our username and password, and I'll type mine in here. Oops.
So
So log yourself in. We go to our dashboard, and again we were playing with everything over here called pages. Now we're going to go over here into a section called posts. When I click on posts, if you can see, it's pretty much the same thing. You can edit posts, you can add new ones. Post tags is not something we need to worry about right now, but categories, again, that's if you want to have multiple categories for your articles, you can create them. So in this case, let's go take a look and see what posts we have right now, which should only be one. By clicking on edit, well, just like pages come up, if you notice, and now the posts come up, same exact thing. I can edit, view it, delete it if I want to. So if you just wanted to edit this one and make it something that you want in there for now, you can go up here and you can change this title. And if you notice, it's the same exact editor that we had before on the pages. Same thing. It's all the same here. So you can change this title up here, make that anything you want, and of course you update your post, or you can preview your change. Everything's the same that way. You can still add images or videos into your blog post just like you do your pages. And another option that you have down below this is you can see that you can add an excerpt to this. And an excerpt is a good idea because you just take the first or the most important sentence in the blog post and give an excerpt. That way when your link for this post does go out somewhere, that little bit of text will be displayed with it. So it's a good teaser to pull people in with. You don't have to do that because sometimes it'll do it for you automatically, but anyway, so that's the most you're going to need to worry about for right now to take care of a blog post. And again, you go to update posts and it's done, and you just created a blog post. Now if somebody comments on this thing, we'll go back to the dashboard again, and this is where this feature in this area here may be handy for you when you're using your blog. If you remember in the very first video I told you I turned all this stuff off here in the middle of the dashboard. If you go up to screen options, click on that little arrow and click on right now and click on recent comments. Then you can close this up by clicking that screen options arrow again. And what you did is you just placed in here at a glance what's going on with your website. So you have one post with one comment. If you notice, these are all hyperlinks. You can click on that and go directly into it. And you can see the most recent comment that you have in here, which, by the way, you can unapprove it, you can edit it, or you can reply to them. You can mark it as spam. Now we do have a spam filter built in your blog as well. You can also delete it if it's something you don't like. So let's just say that I want to take a look at my comments. Well, if you notice over here underneath posts, media, links, and pages, we have comments. So we can either hyperlink to them from there that I showed you in the page display, or we go over here to comments and look at them here. So you can see basically the same thing, just a little bit more detail what is actually in there. So this is where you will go to after you get an email of somebody telling you that somebody just replied to your blog post, and you do get an email notification as soon as it gets done, as soon as they submit it. Then it'll actually have a link to bring you in here, and you can approve it or unapprove it or mark it as spam if you want. And spam, if you're not familiar with that term, spam simply means people sending junk purposely to promote their own interests, and are forcing it into your website. So basically some spam can contain viruses and whatnot. You're pretty well protected with that here. You don't need to worry much about it. But if you see something that's spam, it's going to be pretty obvious to you. It looks like it doesn't hold any weight, and usually they're short ones. Say, hey, I love your post, this is great, here's a link to my site, or something like that will be in there, because what they're trying to do is get a link back to their site. They're trying to market themselves by posting to your blog. But anyway, if we think this is okay, we can leave it. If we want to edit it, we can simply go in and edit it the same way we do a page or a post. And that's it, guys. So as far as a blog post and blogging is concerned, you can see you have a very valuable tool added to your website. So continue to do so, and I guarantee you, just be consistent with it at least twice a week or once a week or more, and you'll start to gain an audience, and you'll start to gain a lot of web traffic coming to your website, and it'll help you in your search results. That'll end this tutorial. In the next one, I'm going to talk about adding links to your website and changing the page order of your page. See you in the next tutorial.